think the piranhas may not have been a good fit for you as a pet. So, maybe get something else. Hello, everyone. Jerryactric here with Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review, and tonight I saw The Secret Life of Pets. This is an animated movie from DreamWorks, the guys who did Despicable Me and Ice Age, I believe. I liked it. This was it's kind of a given if you're a pet lover that you're gonna like this movie. It's kind of got the typical dog behaviors, cat behaviors, even though that's your main cast. The main story concerns Max, voiced by Louis C.K., who did actually a very good job. When I heard he was actually going to be in this animated movie as the main voice, I was kind of like, really? But, if Eddie Murphy can do it, anybody can. But he is a dog who lives with his human, and one day the human brings home another dog from the pound named Duke. And they don't get along very well. And because of this hostility, they find themselves alone outside in New York. It's funny because this movie is really about, working together when things change. But also it's kind of almost a love letter to New York City, because they go everywhere. They go to Brooklyn, they go through Central Park, even on a ferry ride. Some of the other characters who I really liked was Tiberius. Tiberius is a hawk, and it's very interesting because a hawk has very, prey instinct, and he tries to fight it every time, but every time he sees something small, another animal, he suddenly gets into this whole, that I want to eat this thing. I won't tell you who does the voice, but maybe this hawk is just, lonely because maybe he hasn't found his son yet. The other one, which I kind of thought so when I was watching it, but I was like, I have to go home and make sure after the movie. Dana Carvey is in it. He plays Pops, an old basset hound. And why I thought it was Dana Carvey to begin with is because the voice is the old man that he used to do in stand-up. And I was like, God, if this isn't Dana Carvey, the guy's doing a great Dana Carvey impersonation. So that was good. I love Dana Carvey, and just to see him back, if you might remember, he was kind of very big, with Garth and Wayne's World, and then he kind of disappeared, and the reason was because of a health scare. So it's always good to see those characters come back. But the MVP is, of course, and maybe you've seen this in the previews, is Snowball, the bunny rabbit, voiced by the always hilarious Kevin Hart, who I sometimes just wonder with this character if they just said, go into this recording studio and say things for about 10 minutes and then we'll animate it because it's funny. The music is good. There's some classics. There's Entrance, of course, and the Beastie Boys. And it was as I said, if you know New York, it's very accurate to New York, from Times Square to Central Park, and just how it looks. It's, as I said, it's very funny. It is actually, which I was kind of surprised, it's not one of those movies where kids like it, but there are jokes the adults are getting. The jokes were pretty much what you see is what you get. And the adults were laughing in the theater, the kids were laughing. So yeah, this was a very, very good movie. Kind of a good message about when change happens, about sometimes you have to work together. And as I said, it's funny. Try to catch all the movie references that they throw in there. And yeah, bring the kids. Nothing to tell you about inappropriate. As I said, it's a kids movie. So go see it, The Secret Life of Pets. And I'm Jerryactric. This is Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review, telling you, if you're not going to the movies, then what are you doing with your life? Well, I mean, you have any, ideas for pets, Gary? Dogs are good. As I've said before, I have 4. Well, I have 5 dogs now. No, Gary, Gary, I know that housing regulations say that you can only have 4 dogs, but it's not like that. Who are you calling? Are you turning me in? Gary, I'm just dog sitting, and even if I wasn't, what are you doing? It's your job as a citizen that you got to turn me in. Gary, I think, the last couple of weeks we've been doing good, but you know what? Fine. If that's the way you want to play, then that's how we're going to play. Dystopian? I don't know if that's right. Look that up, Gary. Where we have seen society go to a point where somebody has come along and said, hey, if you do this, then guess what? Everything will be great.